Hey, great to have you here. So today I want to talk about an upcoming retro-style side-scroller game called Terminator 2D No Fate. As a quick reminder, if you haven't yet, I'd be super thankful if you would subscribe to the channel and help me reach 1,000 subs. It would really mean a lot. But on to today's video topic. So I put out a post about this game announcement, but wanted to discuss it further in the video and show some love to the devs and the Terminator IP. Terminator is a franchise I've really enjoyed. Some of the later movies I'm less of a fan of, but T2 specifically is probably a top 10 movie for me, and this game is entirely based off of that film. The game is made by a company called Bitmap Bureau. I'm not really familiar with them, but they're a smaller UK-based company. I don't know much about them as mentioned, but I saw they've released a few games in the past. In the video I watched of them talking about Terminator, it seems like they're pretty cool dudes and passionate about making this game. Running through some of the trailer here, we start with the very classic arcade-style cutscenes of Sarah and the T-1000. This immediately put me back in the 90s, playing things like TMNT, Marvel vs. Capcom, and other iconic arcade games. For music here, the trailer plays a mix of the T-Toon theme throughout it, which is one of the most recognizable movie tracks of all time. We then see some gameplay of the Resistance in the future timeline, which is awesome to see. I wish we really got more of that in some of the iconic Terminator films that would really focus on the adult John Connor storyline, but instead they wound up doing something completely different with John in the last movie, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. We then cut to the present timeline where we have Sarah Connor in the mental asylum. We see the T-800 spawn in, and then my favorite part of the trailer is probably highlighting some of the recognizable scenes from the movie. I'm hoping they hit some of the good ones. Granted, we know the movie plot at this point. My favorite scene shown here is probably the semi-truck chase where the T-1000 is hunting down John with the T-800 on the motorcycle. They show some of the other great scenes in the trailer here. We have the helicopter fight, the ending of the movie, then Arnold first getting his clothes from the bar scene, which back in the day, this was one of the greatest plot twists that we had, and it feels like this can't be a spoiler at this point in time since the movie's been out for so long, but learning here in T2 that Arnold was actually the good guy after being such a killing machine in the first one was so wild to see. They also showed off what appears to be a boss fight in the future timeline, which is definitely an extra inclusion from the movies, so it's likely we're going to get some extra lore here included in this game that's not in the movies. For playable characters here, it seems like you play as John in the future, and in the present timeline you're playing as Sarah in the T-800. They then close the trailer out with Sarah being killed in one scene and showing the respawn screen here, typically in the arcade side of things where you would have to insert another quarter quickly. Except here we get a fun Easter egg of Arnold's thumbs up from the movie, which is a really nice touch there. Overall, I'm just really excited to play this game when it comes out in September. It feels like a game we should have had 30 years ago, and is really a love letter to all millennials with nostalgia for this movie, other action and sci-fi movies, and just the 80s and 90s time period in general. What are your thoughts on this game? Do you plan to pick it up? It's being released on pretty much every platform. And would you be interested in me talking more about Terminator in the future? Maybe doing something like ranking the movies? Just let me know, and let's discuss all things Terminator down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and hasta la vista, baby.